Wow! Nintendo. Super Mario Jump. Nintendo. In a fruit flavored crunch. Nintendo. Here's Zelda too. Nintendo. It's very good news. Nintendo. You just can't move. Nintendo cereal system is a super part of this nutritious breakfast. Nintendo. 2 cereals in 1. Wow!
What's going on, everybody? And welcome to the Old Ass Casuals in the morning, that is, and welcome to the first ever Video Games and Tea. I've got my tea here. I'm ready to drink it. It's early. It's early still. You can probably tell from my face. And yeah, I wanted to do something a little bit different, a little bit fun. I love talking video games, talking video game news. I'm Justin, by the way, in case you didn't know. And hello to everybody in the chat. What's going on, Hydra? What's going on, Osapeda as well? Ditzy DJ, Moms is in the chat. But yeah, I want to do something fun to get you guys' morning started, to get my morning started, and that is to talk gaming. I hope that you love my my very amazing set that I have going on here. It took a lot of time to build this set, you know, to get it looking quite as nice as I could get it. But yeah, so what we're gonna do every morning, as long as I can make it in the morning, is we're gonna talk news, gaming news, games that are out, games that I think that we should all pay more attention to. I think it should be a whole lot of fun. I've got my news stories right here, wrote them all out and everything. And if you're watching this on YouTube a little bit later after the live stream, I will put a timestamp in there for when I get into each individual news story, because I know that's important to a lot of people. It's important to me because whenever I go to watch a video and it's like an hour and a half long video, but they're talking about one topic in particular that I really want to hear their opinion on, and I can't figure out where it is, and I'm just skipping through the video, and I don't have time to watch an hour and a half long video, then it's difficult. But timestamps, they do help. Yes, Ditzy, I can't wait for you to see this set in person. And just because my mom's not here with me in person does not mean that she's not here, because as you can see right above me, there's Mom's, always overlooking the show, seeing, you know, hey, is Justin doing a good job? Is Justin bringing the good news on Video Games and Tea? Hopefully I will. So I think we should have a lot of fun in this. And so what we're going to do is just go through a list of news stories. We'll watch trailers together. You know, just fun stuff. So I say let's get right into that. I'm excited to check out the first little segment of news. It's games that are out this week that we're interested in. And I say we're interested in, my mom would be interested in it as well if she had a PSVR. She doesn't have a PSVR. She likes watching me play it because she gets a little bit nauseous when she plays it. So the first story that we're going to get into is a game that is out this week. It actually came out yesterday, Tuesday. What is today? The 28th. So it came out June 27th. I'm going to remember that going forward to call out the dates on every one of these videos. I'll probably put it in the title or something. So, all right, let's play this trailer and check it out. It's a pretty lengthy trailer. Yeah, Barfs is right. And yeah, so I want to interact with you guys as much as possible. So anything that you guys want to talk about while we're talking about some, you know, certain news stories. If there's news stories that you guys want me to discuss, feel free to let me know in the chat, because I will bring them up on the old computer and we will discuss them. So let's get into this trailer and talk about Arizona Sunshine. This is a game that's out on PSVR. Like I said, it came out yesterday.
Boom!
I'll make it bigger. Let's see. Ah, no. No! I'll make it bigger just 1 second. See, technical difficulties already in the show. Let me see. Let me get the window capture right. Nope, we don't want the restream chat. We want Arizona Sunshine. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's see. Not the cereal man. Alright. There we go. So I'm going to take me away. But this is a game that just came out, like I said. It came out Tuesday. And it looks really interesting. It's made by Videogames. And it was available on the Oculus and the Rift. And it's just came out for the PSVR.
To all the friends out there, I just want to say,
I was super excited about it.
This tour is so much fun. I'm really enjoying myself.
And it's voiced by Stephen Ogg. I did. I went away. I disappeared on you guys. But it does look like a lot of fun, and it actually uses the new controller for the PSVR, which I thought would be really interesting. But this game was created for dual wielding weapons. So I don't know how holding one weapon and playing with that in the game would be the best experience, because when it came out on the Vive and it came out on the Rift, you know, they both got those motion controls that you hold in both hands, similar to the PlayStation Move controllers. So
Let's get the power.
yeah, this is for VR. It looks really cool. I mean, I know that Kelly and I would absolutely love this. It's freaking shooting down zombies. I wish that it was not for VR, to be totally honest, because I've been really anxious to play State of Decay 2 for a long time now. And when it got pushed back, I was super disappointed. But then I saw this game come out, and I was pumped. It has a single-player campaign, which is really cool. It also has some multiplayer horde modes, which is also cool. But yeah, so it's basically just a zombie survival first-person shooter. The problem is I was pumped to get this. I wanted to buy it day one, and then I started looking at reviews for the game. And they are really bad. Really poor reviews. PlayStation Universe actually gave the game an 8 out of 10, but the majority of reviewers have been giving it around a 5 or 6 out of 10, which really stinks, because apparently this game is supposed to be one of the best games on the Vive and the Rift. But unfortunately, for some reason, like the PSVR got the shaft, and it came out and it's like not great. The tracking's apparently terrible. Some of the motion controls aren't great. So and Videogames, they went ahead and they made an entire campaign experience devoted to the PlayStation, the gun controller, but apparently it's like completely broken. So, which really stinks. Some other cool things about this game, though, it does have co-op multiplayer, which is really cool. That could be a lot of fun if you had other friends with the PSVR. Unfortunately, I'm the only person I know with the PSVR. I think I was one of those early adopters that was like, I gotta have this PSVR. I need it so bad. And then I didn't play it. I don't know if you guys noticed that one freaking zombie that just came up. It looked like one of the what are they called in The Last of Us? I'm blanking on the name. Right, it's coming up here in just a second. It's like the exploded head. This guy. But it does look like it's just some kind of weird yellowy mold on this zombie. Not really quite sure what that is, but it's kind of interesting. Clickers, yes, clickers. Why could I not remember clickers? But yeah, that's definitely what it looks like. But except it's, you know, obviously its head's not split in two like clickers look like. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that this game looks cool? Like,
On my way.
again, I was super excited about it. Stephen Ogg voicing the character in the game, I was like, fuck yeah, that's awesome. Because he's one of my favorite voice actors in games after his performance as Trevor in Grand Theft Auto 5. Yeah, it's really hard to play VR. The thing is, I was an early adopter of PSVR. I have really enjoyed my experiences with it, but at the same time, it is a pain in the ass to put together. You have to have a room that is large enough for, like, I mean, okay, so more or less, you know, this is how I would typically play video games. My TV is right in front of me. I'm about 3 feet away from the TV. That's like a really, for me at least, because I'm only playing on my computer screen monitor. That's how we play our games now. So I'm only about 3 feet away. With PSVR, holy shit, I have to have a room, and I've got to go all the way back to the very edge of the room in order to play VR. So that way, like, I guess the camera can catch me, and as far as like you know, syncing up with all like the different sensors, it's very difficult. It's fantastic whenever you get it going and you get immersed in these virtual reality games and being able to look all around you, and just you're never taken out of the game, in my opinion, with that experience. It is weird, like you see this with the funky hand there on the gun. That gets a little bit weird, where it's like this, you've got like this fake hand that's on the gun. I don't know why they do that. I think they think that immerses the player even more, but in my opinion, it takes me out of the game, because I'm just like, what is this funky stupid hand thing going on here? But I guess supposedly it's meant to make where, you know, it's like your hand on the gun. So yeah, it's only shooting. I mean, this is like definitely shooting. Okay, this is one of the things I did want to point out that I thought was really cool. So whenever I was watching some developer interviews about the game, and some other people that had been playing the game, they got sent early copies, or they had a Rift or a Vive. On this part right here, whenever you know, where you've got the gun here and you've got the sniper rifle, and you know, typically whenever you're playing like a first-person shooter, Call of Duty, Halo, whatever, it's just, you just look down the sights. But with this one, it's crazy. Apparently, it's like looking down the, you know, the sights of a real gun. Like if you like look into it with your eye, you can see down the sights. But then, like, I guess your other eye like watches the rest of the setting or something. I don't know. It sounded fucking insane. It sounded crazy. So I'm not really sure exactly. Like, it feels like it would be a little bit disorienting, because, you know, whenever you're looking through a scope, you know, sometimes it jiggles up and down unless you know, hold the gun exactly properly. So yeah, I don't know. This game looks pretty cool. Unfortunately, with all the bad reviews and it being $40, I don't think I'll be purchasing it right now. I really wanted to play it yesterday. The scope is really amazing. Yeah, you see, like, you're just sniping people left and right. It looks pretty badass. But I feel like this game is a sweet $20 game, and apparently Farpoint is the superior PSVR game if you want a first-person shooter game. For me, I want Fallout 4 on PSVR, or Skyrim whenever it comes out later this year. Yeah, I always close one eye in real life too. I feel like that's the only way you can do it, right? You got to close one of your eyes. So I don't know. If you do want to check the game out and you own a PSVR, it is 10% off right now if you are a PlayStation Plus member. So that's pretty cool. 40, what is that? $40? 10% of $40? Is that $4, guys? I think that's what it is. So Smooth Criminal Hydra, that's an older song right there. Or did he say that? Because that sounds like a Stephen Ogg thing to say. So, all right. Well, that is the game that's out this week. One of the games that's out this week that I would be interested in. Kelly would be interested in. Zombies, survival shooter. Looks great. But unfortunately, with all of the poor reviews and the terrible controls, I've heard a lot of people are vomiting from this game. I don't think that I will be picking it up. They did submit a patch to Sony to fix the tracking. We'll see if they fix it and everything. So, alrighty. So moving on with the news. Let's get into actual newsy items. So the first news item up this week is the Super NES Classic Edition. This thing is crazy. The fact that Nintendo is doing this once again, people are going bananas over this thing. It does look really freaking cool. I've got a better picture. Let me pull it up really quickly. Let me see, where's it at? Yeah, so I've got a good picture right here, if I can get it over there to my other screen. So these are the games that are coming out for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System Classic Mini. It's going to be available later this fall. It's $80, and that's US dollars. Yeah, it comes out on September 29th, I believe. It's going to have 21 games, and I do love that. I love the Michael Jackson song, and I also love the Alien Ant Farm version of Smooth Criminal. So before we get into this, let's see. What did Ospada said? Fallout. I would love to play with that. However, what I didn't know about the VR thing is you need a lot of room to use the PSVR. The tracking controls, you've got to have a lot of space in your gaming room or wherever you put your virtual reality console. It needs lots of space. That's for sure. So. But this is a very interesting thing. The Super Nintendo Classic. I just don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think about the Super NES Classic? There's a couple of games on it that I'm very interested in. Super Mario World. Oh, I didn't actually give you the better picture. There you go. There you go. There's the better picture. Sorry. So this is the picture of all the games that are coming out for it. But for me, the games that I'm most interested in are Super Mario World, Super Punch-Out, Donkey Kong Country, Contra 3, or is it Contra 3? Yes. Super excited about Contra 3 being on there. Super Castlevania 4, another good one. And the coolest one, I think, is, you see right here, Star Fox 2. It's never before released game, which is pretty crazy to think that. I think that's the coolest thing about this Super NES is that they're putting out Star Fox 2. Even the developer of the freaking game was like, "What? I didn't know that they were gonna put that out on the SNES." So I think that is really cool that they're putting that out there. It's never been played before. That was a long rumored game. Lots of people were wondering what the crap happened to that game, and for them to put it out. I get that that's a big reason for a lot of people wanting this. And just a lot of people wanting it for like nostalgia reasons and everything. At Hydra, you've got a Super Nintendo. That's pretty awesome that you've kept yours around. So that's the thing. This is complete BS to me. Like all the people going ballistic for them and saying like, "Oh my God, I've got to have one of these Super Nintendo." It's just like the Nintendo Classic, the mini one. People went crazy for that. You saw people selling it on eBay for insane prices, and I'm like, you can just go get an emulator and play every one of those freaking games, thousands of the Nintendo games on an emulator. There you go. Or if Nintendo stopped being lame, they would actually put these games out for backwards compatibility. That's what I really want. That's what I want. A Super Nintendo. I don't think I have a Super Nintendo. I don't think. I may have a Super Nintendo. I can't remember, but I wouldn't buy this. $80. The sad thing about it is I might buy it in order to be like everybody else and sell them off. It's crazy. There's already people selling these things on eBay for insane prices. It's crazy. So I just don't know about this. I really want to tell Nintendo to F off with this SNES Mini, because I just feel like they're gonna make it insane for people, where they're gonna go nuts. The kids are gonna automatically want one of these things. Their parents aren't gonna be able to deliver it to them for Christmas because they're never gonna find them. It's gonna be the same situation with the Nintendo Classic Minis, where it's just like nobody can find these out in the wild, and the only place you can find them is on eBay. So I don't know. She gave me some games. I don't know if she actually gave me the Super NES console. So yeah, insane prices, then I'm in. Yeah, you can make a sweet return on investment if you actually find one of these things out there in the wild, in your Targets, your Walmarts, your GameStops, wherever, because people are gonna pay crazy prices for these. So I don't know, what game would you guys be excited to play again on if for the Super Nintendo? For me, I think that probably the best game on this list for me is Donkey Kong Country. I absolutely love that game. I thought it was fantastic when I was a kid. But I know a lot of people are excited about Earthbound being on here. Yeah, Secret of Mana, Final Fantasy III, The Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past. Those are all good games. But for me, Donkey Kong Country, that game was awesome. That game was where it was at. The crazy thing about this is so Nintendo just released the Nintendo Classic. Now they've got the SNES Classic. Is the Nintendo 64 next? Is that where they're going to go? Are they going to basically start just releasing all of their old systems, bring them back out, and sell them off in limited edition runs? I don't know. That'd be kind of crazy. Nintendo 64, I have one. I still have mine. That's like the one console that I've kept all these years because I absolutely love playing. Super Mario 64 is great. Mario Kart 64, to me, is the best Mario Kart. Even though I do love my Mario Kart that was on the Wii U and now is on the Switch. That one's fantastic as well. But I don't know. It's just crazy to me. We're gonna see like a Virtual Boy Classic. I can't even say the word right. Virtual Boy Classic. That thing was that was crazy. Mom's remembers that one, I'm sure, because I had to have that, and it was probably one of the worst consoles of all time. And I wish I had it now though, because I think it's a super valuable collector's edition. But at the time, it was absolute garbage. It was not virtual. You just put your face in this like crazy contraption, and all you could see were, I think, red and black colors, which was pretty crazy. No, your Mario Kart is not. I had to buy it for the Switch. Unfortunately, the Switch does not have games that are backwards compatible yet, and I don't think that they've brought them from the vault to the Nintendo eShop, and that's like a whole debacle right now because that's what I want. I want to play Donkey Kong Country on my Switch in my bathroom while I'm taking a poop. That's what I want to do. But unfortunately, Nintendo, they're kind of greedy, and they don't want to do that right now. They're like, no, you got to buy these SNES Classic Mini. You gotta go out there in the streets and try to kill people in order to get one of these things, because it's basically gonna be like that. It's like when you get out there in the streets and it's Christmas time and a store got a shipment of SNES Classic Minis, people are gonna be fighting over them. You're gonna be seeing those YouTube videos of people in the streets in Walmart, throwing blows trying to get that Super NES Classic Mini. I won't be there with them. I'll watch them. I'll laugh and make jokes about them fighting over basically what is the equivalent of just going to get an emulator and getting them there. But good for those people. Good for whoever wants to buy this. I'm not one of those people. I would rather play these games on my Switch. So I did. I had to have every console, and I still continue to do that today. PS4, Xbox One, PSVR, Switch. I have too many consoles. Too many consoles. I spend too much money on them, and then I'm like, I gotta eat today. How am I gonna eat today? All right. So moving on to the next story. The next story we have, I think, is really freaking cool. Is freaking a Game Informer story about a YouTuber that he builds these amazing things, but he built Junkrat's Rip Tire with more than 4,500 Lego bricks. This dude
Search millions of jobs on Indeed, including ones like lab technician.
Search these jobs on Indeed, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engine! Fire in the hole!
All right, fire in the hole, but we're gonna go on YouTube. Start it over for you guys. But this is just incredible. People like this blow my mind. The guy's name is Zazie Nambis. Built this out of 4,500 Lego pieces. Just crazy to me.
Well, okay.
It's the perfect day for some Lego building. Wouldn't you all agree?
What's going on, guys? Zazie Nambis here, and today we are bringing to life Junkrat's Rip Tire. entirely from Lego bricks. This was built with right around 4,500 pieces. It took over 2,000 tiny little ball joint plates alone. Tons of cups of those to make the actual tire, and as well the chain that adorns the side of it. So this build was built 63 centimeters long, or 25 inches. It's over 2 feet wide, and in Overwatch,
his freaking rip tire is one of the most annoying abilities in the game that gets used on you. You always hate it. You're all of a sudden you die. You don't know what happened. Damn Junkrat gotcha.
In Overwatch by 25-year-old Australian anarchist Jameson Fox, one of the 6 current defense heroes in Overwatch. And the side of it has that motor with the yellow paint job. I used lots of smooth tiles for that, and even some custom chrome pieces, too, for the stickers that say Moto on the side of it. There's a tiny little scale rip tire, and here you can see a scale of it with a Lego Dr. Junkenstein, as well as the normal-sized Lego tire. So I guess if you had 4 of them, you could make quite the Lego car. Although they're certainly not stable, I'm not going to be getting play of the game with a tire like that, that's for sure. If you're lucky enough to get some cool Junkrat skins, the Rip Tire can take on a whole different appearance. It can also climb and jump over walls with the massive studs that it has. And if you guys are looking to build your own Lego Rip Tire, or really anything circular,
no doubt about it, Hydra.
2-wide plate with the small ball joint on it. I got 3 or 4
cups
of those
nightmares
when
about
that Lego store,
hearing fire in
and
the
they
hole.
helped tremendously with this. And then I built sort of a super structure which crosses over and holds it
oh,
stable.
please tell me. Oh, he's
then
got
a couple of base plates. I used some train tracks that all
he's got
loop,
freaking Star Wars
and a couple
characters
of gray
in there.
smooth tiles, and also pieces from a Star Wars Jedi hyperdrive ring. Basically anything circular, I was throwing it over here. And here you can see the stickers. I cut up some chrome sticker sheets and made the words Moto that it has for the actual motor on it. And you can see for the studs too, I used lots of little gray sloped pieces and some cones, and that gives it quite a neat look. I took them off though to roll it down the sidewalk.
Ladies and gentlemen, my latest creation.
And then it just blows up. Oh.
Although it didn't really make any difference, it still ended up shattering into all the different pieces. Studs
I want this guy to be my
friend
as well.
This weapon deals 600 splash damage, which is an absolute ton. Kind of reminds me of the RCXD from Black Ops 1, as Junkrat is also vulnerable as he's calling it in, and it lasts for 10 seconds as well. But here it is in Lego form. I hope you guys have enjoyed this Rip Tire. Thank you to everyone who commented, build the Rip Tire, and let me know in the comments your idea for the next Lego creation. And do be sure to leave the video a thumbs up if you guys did enjoy and want to see some more Lego Overwatch sort of items, not so much weapons, but things to do with ultimate abilities and that sort of thing. But thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in another video with another Lego creation.
That's pretty incredible right there. Oh my God, Lego's Torbjorn built turret. I mean, this guy built the freaking Torbjorn's turret. This guy's crazy. Because it did say in the article on Game Informer that this guy has built Reaper's dual shotgun and Lucio's musical weapon, which is crazy. Oh my dear God.
Engineering, don't you think?
What's going on, guys? My name is Zotzi Nombies, and today we have built our biggest and most complex Lego Overwatch build yet. This is a 4,000 piece, 2.5 foot tall, life-size replica of Torbjorn's build turret, and it was built with an absolute massive ton of red Lego bricks.
Wow.
I did even use some chrome.
Torbjorn
and
is
even
a
a couple of
biatch
stickers
in the
just
game.
some more,
that is for sure.
Realistic kind of look. Not only is this the Lego build turret, it's the level 2 version of
Man, I put a lot of hours into Overwatch. That game was a lot of fun.
Meaning
I had to
it has
sell it
double
off
the cannons
in order for
on
me
it.
to
Those
be
were
able to
built with
play
a
any
couple
other
of tire
games.
pieces, and it was a little bit top heavy as well.
All right, that's really cool though. I am loving that guy's work. Wow, Zazie Nambies, thumbs up there on that one. Let me thumbs up that other video of his because that was pretty freaking awesome. You gotta leave this guy a thumbs up. I want to know these 130 people that disliked these videos. I mean, holy crap. You're Australian? Is that what you're, Hydra? Australian's cool. Yeah, I don't understand 130 people disliking that video. That's insane to me. But all right, so moving on to the next news story. This one's kind of a little bit crazy. We have Jim Ryan, who he works for Sony. He's a very high up executive for Sony. And yeah, so Jim Ryan, meet foot. Jim Ryan's foot, meet mouth, because he went out there and had some very choice words to say about indie games. And this has been a big controversy amongst all the gaming press lately, because he basically said that gaming indies on the PS4 are less relevant than they used to be for Sony to make money and to be financially, to look ahead financially. Indies are not where it's at. PSVR is where it's at. So this is what he had to say. He said, one of the things we have realized is that these video collages, let me zoom in a little bit if I can. Yeah, so it's right here. So this is what he said. Jim Ryan, he's the PlayStation marketing chief. Dear God, man. So one of the things we have realized is that these video collages of 10 indie games shown in a minute is almost meaningless. Nobody can really learn anything about the games in that sort of time. It is almost viewed as wasted time. He continued, there was a time and place in the early stages of the life of PS4 to make statements. It was more about making a statement that we are serious about the indies than that we are doing this and that with the indies. It is less relevant now. We have VR to talk about now, for example. Jim is not incorrect in the fact that they do have PSVR to talk about now. He is correct in that statement. But to throw indie games under the bus in order to prop the VR games up is probably not the best way to go about doing this. I cannot believe this guy is the freaking marketing chief for PlayStation, which is kind of crazy to me. You are right, Ditzy, that Jim may need a new job. Like, I don't know who goes out there and says this, and it is interesting for to hear him say that, because it's not that I don't disagree with him on those little video montages, because that has always been something where they do it every conference. Microsoft does it, Sony does it, Nintendo doesn't do it as much, but Microsoft and Sony are definite culprits of this, where it's like they'll come out at E3, PSX, Gamescom, all these different conventions, and they'll basically they'll show big game, and it'll have an extended long trailer, and maybe somebody up there on stage talking about it, and then all of a sudden you just get into this just just crazy in your face one trailer after the other segment, and those are those video montages. And a lot of the times you only see about maybe, let's just say, 5 seconds of each game. That's probably, could be being generous to see 5 seconds of each game, and so you don't get a whole lot of information about those games. You don't really know when they're coming out, if they're cross platforms or what. You don't really know. And hell, sometimes at PSX they didn't even put the freaking titles of the games with them. So I think it was PSX. It was some Sony conference, I believe, where it was just all these really badass looking games, but they didn't have what the title of the game was. So you're just looking at all these awesome trailers. You don't even know what to search for. So that was a definite epic fail on their part. But in this year at E3, they definitely showed off that PSVR montage. That's where we saw a couple of the games from the Until Dawn developers. I cannot remember the name of the titles. I think that's what Ditzy meant, was that VR is for a limited audience and a lot of us can't play it. Saying, because Ditzy said that VR is not the future of Sony. I think that everybody wants VR to be the future. And I'm not saying that I don't want VR to be the future, because it's fantastic. But unfortunately right now, with what VR is and what Sony and Oculus Rift and Vive want VR to be, they're not meshing together at this point. So what's going on, Tenured? Good morning to you as well. We're just hanging out, video games and tea. I've got my tea, and we're talking about video game news stories. And so welcome, Tenured. The thing is that they did the same thing with that VR montage. So it's like he's saying that those things are kind of a waste of time, but then they just did the exact same thing with VR. Was that not a waste of time? I think it was. There was a lot of cool looking titles, but with VR, you've got to show more of the experiences. You've got to have more of those behind the scenes developer interviews on your VR games, because it's just hard to show off VR in a good light. One, the graphics don't look as good as the rest of the PS4 or Xbox One games out there. They just don't. The resolution's not as good, so they never really show off well in those trailers, period. I mean, we looked at Arizona Sunshine earlier. That looked like it could have been an Xbox 360 game. You know, it didn't look like your, like, Uncharted's, your, I mean, I'm just looking down at my list, Final Fantasy 15s. It didn't look as good as that. So, they're really hard to show off in trailers, and I just don't know why Jim Ryan would say this, because the PlayStation's been known to have a lot of fantastic indie games, and you know that's kind of what this article is talking about from PlayStation Universe. That you know indies were a big deal for Sony. That's what Sony kind of rested on, is the fact that they didn't rest on, but they put their hat on the fact that they had lots of great indie games, and that's what Microsoft didn't have back in the day, and now it's the support for indies are a little bit dwindling, and that's kind of sad because PlayStation used to be the home. You know, that was the place. Indie developers were like, we have our home in PlayStation, but now it's just not as much anymore. So it's sad to say. I don't know what happened to Jim Ryan. I do not know if he was fired, but unfortunately, it was a definite bad thing to say. I can't believe that he would say that in public. You know, we all say stupid stuff in public, but you like to think that you're not the chief marketing executive for a company as large as Sony out there saying that kind of stuff. You can say, hey, we didn't show indies this time, but that's just because we wanted to focus on PSVR. That's not to say that we don't have a great indie lineup coming out, and then you point to the indie games that are coming out, and you really want to prop those indies up as well, because a lot of those times they can be console exclusives for very cheap. So yeah, I'm not really sure what old Jim Ryan was thinking about, but he definitely put his foot in his mouth. So all right, so moving on to the next story, keeping it in the PlayStation family. PlayStation 5 confirmed as Sony's next big thing, but don't expect it to happen anytime soon. For those of you out there that may have just picked up your PS4s, it's really sucky to hear that PlayStation 5 is already on its way, and that it's already being developed and created in some, lab where they create cool ass things like PlayStation. So, but yeah, so this was a story that came out. I got it off of comicbook.com of all places. But I thought that this was the best write-up for the PlayStation 5 coming out here pretty soon. So, we just got the PlayStation 4 Pro and the Xbox One X. Those are kind of like it's a very weird thing that's going on right now with gaming consoles, where we're getting this mid-cycle, basically a little bit of a graphical step above, graphical upgrade. So compared to where in the past, where it's like PS1 came out, then PS2 came out, then PS3 and PS4, now we're getting, these half steps, according to this article, that are not fully powered up. But yeah, I believe you, Tenured, that both Microsoft and Sony have their new systems already. I sometimes, when I read these articles and they say, it's not coming anytime soon, but with Xbox One X coming out, and you look at the graphical power of the Xbox One X compared to the PlayStation 4 Pro, I was hoping for a bigger divide there. I was hoping that Xbox would come out and say that this is like Xbox 2, Xbox One 2. I don't know what they would have called it. I think that they, at this point, they don't even know what to call their systems. But this is kind of an interesting statement that was put out with Sony Interactive Entertainment's American president, Sean Layden. Oh, my eyes are killing me, guys. It's these lights in here. But he said the PlayStation 4 Pro is the first time we've tried this kind of innovation with the life cycle of a console. The Pro The Pro is really only about offering advantages like 4K resolutions and HMD for players who can and want to use that. Add to this a more stable frame rate and larger hard disk space, but players who have a standard PS4 have no real disadvantages. Each of our games will continue to run on the classic PS4 and possibly slightly better on the Pro. That statement in and of itself right there is crazy. I'll come back to that statement. Possibly slightly better on the Pro. Damn, Sean Layden, way to sell the Pro right there, man. But this is what Layden responded to asking, being asked about a full-on PlayStation 5 would be Sony's next big step. Yes, it will probably be some time. And so there have been rumors that Sony has been prepping another PlayStation model for 2018, which would be crazy to have a PS5 come out in 2018. I believe the PS4, it came out in 2013. I mean, that would be a 5-year console life cycle, and that was typical back in the day. Like, console life cycles were not as long as they were from the PS3 and the Xbox 360 to the PS4 and the Xbox One. That was an insanely long life cycle, like crazy long, and it was because of the economic downturn. Lots of people lost their jobs. The economy was kind of in the shitter, and so Sony and Microsoft said, "Hey, we've got these huge install bases on 360 and PS3. Why do we need to bring out another console? People are still buying these consoles. People are buying these games in droves. We don't need to come out with a new console every 5 years that was kind of the previous standard." So if Sony was to come out with the PlayStation 5 in 2018, I wouldn't be surprised. Hydra, no, I agree with you, Hydra. They're definitely, they're making Xbox One X. That is definitely coming out later on this year, but they're not marketing that as a full-on, next generation console. They're just marketing it as a upgrade to your current Xbox One. So you've got the Xbox One, Xbox One S, and then Xbox One X, and you have these family of consoles to where it's like, if you want that one, you can buy this one. If you want a little bit more of a graphical upgrade, you can buy this one. So it's interesting. It's going to be crazy to see with all those different consoles out there. That's going to be confusing as hell for your average mom and dad that goes out to buy their kid a console during the Christmas holidays. They're not going to know what the hell to buy. Yeah, you're right, Osipeda. It comes out November 7th for the Xbox One X. I do want to go back to this statement right here by Sean Layden. The fact that he said it's possibly slightly better on the Pro. I have a Pro. I don't know if I can tell. I can't physically, with my untrained eye, to see the graphical difference between the PS4 and the PS4 Pro. I think maybe sometimes with the frame rates, I think I can see a difference there. And especially on a game like Bloodborne, where your movements have to be as quick and as swift as possible, or you will die. A higher frame rate and dropping frame rates will kill you in Bloodborne. It's as simple as that. Like, if you're a half step behind when one of those big ass monsters is trying to kill you, you're dead. So you want to have as smooth a frame rate as possible, and so I think the Pro does that. So let me see, turn myself back on there. But it is crazy to me to see Sean Layden, who's the president, who should be selling the shit out of the Pro. Like, he should be giving us reasons why we should buy the Pro, and he just says possibly slightly better on the Pro. Well, so Hydra, are you saying that the average family would not? Is that what you're saying? The average family wouldn't be buying it? I definitely don't think that the average family is going to be buying an Xbox One X come this Christmas holiday. That's for sure. And no, I think the Xbox One X, it's still going to be 4K. The Xbox One X is going to be true 4K, and yeah, the next generation of consoles are supposedly going to be 6K. I don't even own a 4K TV. I'm still back on. Mine is 1080p. I just dropped my water, guys. Excuse me, having accidents. Do any of you guys have a 4K TV? I think we have a 4K TV in our living room. I feel like we went ahead and bought a 4K TV for the living room, but my gaming TV is, yeah, it says 1080p full HD. It's a Vizio. I mean, I've had it for, geez, probably like it's 2017. I think I've had that since like 2000, I don't know, 11. So, oh, so you also paid you're going to be getting the Xbox One X? That's awesome. You will need to report back to us and let us know. I'm not going to get that one. I thought about it, and if State of Decay 2 would have been a console exclusive to it, I definitely would have picked it up. Like, I think it would have been worth it at that point. But that's awesome that you're getting it, because, you know, I love new and shiny stuff. And the Xbox One X, it's going to be sitting on store shelves this fall, and I'm going to look at it, and I'm be like, I need it. Even though I don't really need it, I'm going to act like I need it. So it's going to be tempting later this fall, but for $4.99, I just don't know if I can do it. So that's that price point where, for me, it's a stopping point. Like $3.99, it probably would have been purchased. I probably would have picked it up for $3.99, but for $4.99, I think I'll let it marinate on the shelf a little bit, see how it's received in the public, check out some console reviews, some hardware reviews. So I did pick up a PS4 Pro, but that's only because my PS4 was crapping out and GameStop had a badass sale. So I said, I'm going to take my ass down to GameStop and I'm going to unload my old PS4 and upgrade it to the PS4 Pro. Plus I had like 80,000 GameStop rewards member points, so I think that was like $80 that I got. So that's awesome, Tenured. How is your 4K TV gaming wise? I can never tell the difference. I'm really bad about that. I would love to be able to see, like, I mean, there are certain TVs out there. They're the super expensive 4K TVs that I'm just like blown away at how amazing they look. Like, they're just crazy good. But the 4K TV that we have out there in the living room, it wasn't super expensive. It's nice. It's like curved. It's a curved TV. It's fancy. Way fancier than any TV I've ever had in my life, for sure. But yeah, overall, I can't quite tell the difference. I'm like, you know, it looks cool. It looks nice. Oh, the average mom and dad. Yes, the old mums and dads. You bought a PS4 to play one game, Tenured? So did you as well, Osipeda? Did y'all both buy... what did you buy a PS4 for one game? What was the one game that you bought PS4 for? Yeah, that would be interesting, because I don't... This console generation, for me, on Xbox and on PS4, I'm trying to think. In my opinion, I don't know if there's like been one game that I would buy that console for exclusively. Like, you know, with Sony, Bloodborne's great, Uncharted 4's great. I'm trying to think of what other games I got down there. Like, that are true console exclusives. I can't think of one. You guys tell me. What's down there for Xbox One? Definitely not. Halo 5 was not a reason to own an Xbox One for. Gears of War 4, still not a reason in my opinion. Forza, not a reason to just exclusively want to go buy an Xbox for. So, I don't know. Yeah, remastered. The Last of Us remastered. You're right on that one, Ditzy. That's for sure. I should have known. I mean, come on, moms. Uncharted 4, that would have been the lone reason enough for you to pick up a PS4. But for Xbox One, I think State of Decay 2 would be my first game that it's exclusive to Xbox One. Of course, it's on Windows as well. But yeah, that would probably be the first one. That's like the first game, and shit, that is like, nearly 6 years into the console's life cycle, and that would be the first game that I would have to own an Xbox One for. That's crazy. That's not good. And for Sony as well. Like again, this generation has had a whole lot of just amazing gaming experiences, but they've been across platform. There hasn't been like that exclusive game to me that has just blown everybody away. Other than, Bloodborne's good. What's going on, Pink Eye Death? Hydra, you are like rocking out to some music today, I believe. I feel like you're giving us the best of the music that you're just checking out today while you're in the stream. Help me out, you guys. What exclusive game has came out on the systems? I mean, maybe we can look that up. Let me look. Like PlayStation 4 exclusives. Oh, how did I forget this, guys? How are y'all gonna let me forget that I completely forgot about Horizon Zero Dawn. Completely forgot about Horizon Zero Dawn. That is a console seller. That is one right there. Horizon Zero Dawn, most definitely. I'm gonna turn this thing down here. All right, so according to Screen Rant, this is the 5, or no, it's not it's 15. Yeah, Detroit Become Human. That's gonna be awesome. Yeah, hopefully I'll be playing with moms later. This is just something new, Pink Eye. If I know you're coming in the stream right now. This is something new that I'd like to do as often as possible, possibly at least 4 times a week in the morning. Just get on here. I've got my tea that I drink. I love tea; it's the best. And just chat about video games. That's why I labeled the stream "Video Games and Tea" Part 1, I believe. I think is what I called it. I just love talking about video games and wanted to come out with some kind of show. This is obviously the first time I've ever done it, so it's a little bit rough. So it'll get better with time. But yeah, that's all I'm doing is just chatting about video game news, stories, looking at games that are coming out this week that I'm excited about, that Kelly, my mom's, would be excited about as well. And yeah, just going through that. But these are the best. Damn, you completed 100% trophies with Horizon Zero. That is amazing, Ospeda. I need to go back and beat the game. I'm really bad about getting into a game and not completing the game. I have commitment issues. So yeah, they're bad. But according to this list, let's just go through it really quickly. Resogun, The Order 1886. Thank you, and thank you to this Service King. Thank you, Service King. Damn you, Screen Rant, with all your freaking ads. Jesus. Get your ads out of your articles. Like, I mean, you've got like 15 million ads all around here. You got Duracell ad, you got Partners ad, you got another ad. We don't need pop-up ads coming up out of everywhere. Oh, thanks for that, Pink Eye, for befriending me on Xbox. I will once I sign on the Xbox, I will add you. All right. So, The Order 1886. Fuck all the haters. I loved this game. I thought it was so damn good. Yes, it was the shortest story of all time. Was it worth $59.99? Hell no. Pink Eye, good point. I need to get ad block. I've never got it before because as a content creator myself, I'm not going to say that my content that I create is the best, but I do create content, and so I've never went with ad block because I've always felt bad because I know those other content creators out there that put in the work and then aren't able to make any money off of it. I feel bad for using ad block, but man, this is egregious right here. This is egregious. But yeah, The Order 1886, I thought was a really fun game. It just wasn't worth all that money. If it would have came out and been $29.99, I think the narrative on this game would have completely changed. People would have gone... I think it would have gotten like 9 out of 10 from reviewers. If it was $29, it would have completely changed what all the IGNs of the world, the GameSpots, all the big gaming sites, I believe would have praised this game had it just been a little bit cheaper. But unfortunately, it was $59.99, and it got shat upon. And Pink Eye, you're so nice to say that our content's great. Mom's is great. I'm working on it. So, yes, I am an alien. That is for sure. All right. So Infamous Second Son is number 13. I didn't really dig that game that much. It looked really pretty. Killzone Shadowfall, need to go back and play that one. Drive Club, didn't play that. Alien Nation. I heard this was cool. Yeah, it's made by House Marquee. Made by the people that did Resogun, which is really cool. Haven't played that yet. Infamous First Light. I did beat this. So I didn't like Infamous Second Son, but I did love this DLC pack, the First Light. I thought that was incredible. They did a really nice job on Infamous First Light. Gravity Rush 2, haven't played that yet. It does look, it looked really pretty. So, Neo, another hard-ass Dark Souls-like game. Bloodborne is enough for me. Yes, Borderlands. Oh, my character's an alien? I didn't know that. He's a ninja. That's all I know about him. So, wow, that's controversial. The Last Guardian at number 6. Oof, I don't know about that. I've seen so many reviewers just completely say that this game is almost unplayable because of its control scheme from what seems like the PS3 era. Which, again, it makes sense because this game was made for the PS3. It just took so damn long. It came out on the PS4. Until Dawn. There you go, Mom. There you go. This one's for us. Until Dawn at number 5 is one of the biggest surprises so far in the PS4's life cycle. Until Dawn, not a system seller, but I wouldn't mind, like, you know, if I was to buy a PS4 today, like if I was going to the store, it's my first time owning a PS4, Until Dawn would be one of the first games that I would buy. You know, it'd be Uncharted 4, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Until Dawn. Definitely, most definitely. Ratchet and Clank, fantastic game. Ratchet and Clank was gorgeous. It looked like you were watching a freaking Pixar movie, and it was hilarious. You know, Ratchet and Clank's relationship with one another is so good. The gameplay in that game was phenomenal. Yeah. So, yeah, Osapeda, which game are you talking about that you need to play? Do you need to play Until Dawn? Because if you're talking about Until Dawn, you definitely need to play that game. Bloodborne, number 3. Good choice. Good choice. Love Bloodborne. I suck at it, though. Horizon Zero Dawn, number 2. And Uncharted 4, Thief's End. So, yeah, more or less kind of what we said. Bloodborne, Horizon Zero Dawn, Uncharted 4. The top 3 exclusives. Yeah, Osapeda, you need to play Until Dawn. It's yeah. Kelly is right. Ditzy, DJ. It's a complete blast. I wanted to go back to this story real quick that I was talking about earlier. I wanted you guys to tell me your thoughts on this really quickly. I forgot to mention it in the story whenever I was talking about the PS5 coming. Yeah, Last of Us wasn't on that list. I think it wasn't on that list because there was no remasters on that list. If I'm correct, yeah, well, Ratchet and Clank is sort of a remaster, but it was a complete, you know, reimagining, I guess you will, of the original Ratchet and Clank. No, these are all new games to the PS4, so no remasters. That's probably why The Last of Us wasn't on there. But what do you guys think about this? Speaking of The Last of Us, nice segue there, Osapeda. Thank you for that. Fantastic segue. So The Last of Us 1, it came out on the PS3. But if we remember, it came out on the PS3 at the end of its console life cycle. Like, it was the last great game for the PS3. If we look at the PS4, and, you know, these rumors of the PlayStation 5 coming out, I think it's 2020. That's when I hope that the PS5 comes out. I hope I have another 3 solid years with my PlayStation 4. What do you guys think that basically Sony's kind of repeating itself with PS3 and PS4, that The Last of Us 2 could be the PS4's last big game? That would be kind of neat. It would be cool that that The Last of Us closed out the PS3's life cycle, more or less. It's still going on, obviously, and then it would close out the PS4's life cycle, because by 2019, the PS3 came out in 2013, 6 years. Hey, Congratulations, Osapeda. That's a pretty bad. That's a badass birthday right there. It's half a century. That's pretty awesome if you ask me. So, well, I mean, okay. So say that the PS5 does come out in 2019. If it comes out in 2019, which is when I think The Last of Us 2 is going to come out, unfortunately, I don't know if it's going to make it in 2018. If it did come out in 2018, it would be fall. Like, there's just no way that game is coming out in spring 2018. It's not going to happen. They didn't even show it at E3. They're going to show it at PSX. No, I'll put $100 on the fact that The Last of Us 2 is going to be shown at PSX later this year. It's in December. But, man, that'd be crazy if The Last of Us 2 was the last good game. And I say good game. There's still games that'll come out that are good, but like that great game, like it was for the PS3. That was the reason why I bought the PS3. I didn't own a PS3. I had an Xbox 360. That's what I played in the last generation of consoles was the 360. So I don't know. I just want to throw that out there to you guys. See what you guys thought. I thought that it was kind of cool. So. All right, the last news story is this. And if you guys didn't know it, the PS Store has a badass sale going on right now. It is an amazing sale. It says save up to 50% off. This is from the PlayStation blog with PS Store's mid-year sale. I was going to show you guys right here. It's insane. If you haven't taken a look on the store, and this sale lasts until July 11th, which is awesome that it's going to last that long. There are some amazing gaming deals here. Some fantastic gaming deals. I went ahead and picked up Middle of Earth, Shadow of Mordor, Game of the Year edition. I cannot wait to go back in there. It'll satisfy my appetite for killing orcs until Shadow of War comes out later this fall. But I mean, you get God of War Remastered, $3.99. Freaking Ratchet and Clank, $7.99. Again, I'm telling you, that was one of the games on the list that was like number 4, number 5. Crazy, you can get that for $7.99. Moms and I just picked up How to Survive 2. I can't wait to play that game. How to Survive 2 is going to be awesome. Oh, that is the day your dad and I got married. 7-Eleven. Nice. Oh, I should remember that because it's the name of the store. So, yeah, 7-Elevens everywhere where I live. So just lots of great games. There's so many fantastic games. We're going to be playing How to Survive 2 on the stream. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know if we're going to be streaming Borderlands 2 later or not. We may play How to Survive 2, or we may play this little game right here. I haven't picked it up yet, but Zombie Army Trilogy. Moms and I are both very excited about checking that game out. It looks like a hell of a lot of fun. It's co-op, it's killing zombies. There's some kind of crazy-ass Hitler, like zombie Hitler that you have to kill. But yeah, I just want to make you guys aware of it, that the PlayStation Store, the mid-year sale is freaking fantastic right now. I mean, like, look at this. It just keeps going. Look at all these games. Oh my God, it just keeps going. Like, I can't believe, like, PlayStation has been killing it lately with the sales. Like, so many fantastic games. Watch Dogs. I don't know why you want the old Watch Dogs for $20, but if you did, it's 60% off right now. I think I wanted to point out one other game that I thought was really cool and worth it. Hey, Pink Eye, have you played Zombie Army Trilogy? If you have, let us know if you liked it. Yeah, the Killzone Shadowfall. Again, that was one of the 15 games on the best PS4 exclusives list. It's super cheap. Sniper 4, it's cheaper. Lots of great games. Games that are $4. Hydra, enjoy your food. Mortal Kombat X. I don't know, these combat packs. I'm trying to figure out. There was one other game that I thought looked really cool. I've heard Bound is a lot of fun. I've heard that game is cool. It is... Oh, Until Dawn Rush of Blood. that was one of them that I wanted to point out. $8. That game is fun as hell if you have a PSVR. I think it's one of the better experiences. Attack on Titan, that game never goes on sale. Believe me, I know, because I look for it everywhere for cheap. $29.99 looks like it's going to be the cheapest that it's going to be. Yeah, I was paid Oddworld. Lots of Oddworld. I remember playing that game way back in the day. 87 cents for that one right now. So really cool, really cheap stuff right now on the PlayStation Store. And okay, so the last little segment that I want to do with you guys is games that deserve your attention. These are games that I don't feel like a lot of people know about, that I kind of want to shine a light on here on Video Games and Tea. And I won't always pick out a game every time I do this, but I wanted to do it today because there's a game that I think is very interesting. It looks really cool, and it's called Overland. It's made by Finji, which is a developer they made Night in the Woods, which I've heard is a really, really cool, fun game. And they're also making Tunic right now. And Tunic is a game that's being compared to like the old Legend of Zelda games for the Nintendo. But yeah, I just want to show, this is the first announcement. This is the first access announcement right here. Let me turn it up for you guys. Ooh. Let me get to the story though. Make sure that I get it on the right thing here for you guys. Where is it at? Let me see. There we go. Sorry if I've been showing the same story the whole time. I didn't know. Hopefully not. But yeah, so let me play the trailer again real quick. This game looks really cute. Yeah, I agree. I was paid. It does look like Don't Starve. I've got one more quick trailer that I want to show you guys, and let's watch it together. So that first trailer was from 2016. So like this game's been in development for quite some time, and we'll get into some more like details about the game here in a second. But it's out now. Like you can go on their website. I'll give you guys the website here in a second. I think it's $20 to play First Access, and unfortunately, it's only for PC right now. It should be coming to PS4 and I think Xbox One. I'll confirm that here in just a second. But it looks really cool. Like it's an isometric, isometric view survival game. I do love the visuals in this game. It looks really cute. They're really pretty. And I have no clue what these creatures are that you have to fight. But it's got a dog. 10 out of 10 game already. Dog's probably gonna die though. I dig it. I think it looks cool. Yeah, so yeah, it's out on Steam right now. You can go pick it up. Yeah, overlandgame.com. So I'm gonna. This is somebody's playthrough. I'm gonna play this for you guys while I'm talking about it real quick. if it'll play. Yeah. So this game, in my opinion, it looks really cool. And I did reach out to the developers of the game, to Finji online, because I was asking them, I want this for the Switch. Like, to me, this game looks like it would be perfect on the Switch. It looks like it's the perfect potty game. I can take it in the bathroom, play a couple of levels, and I think it would be awesome. Let me get here into some gameplay of this. So it's a squad-based survival strategy game with procedurally generated levels set in post-apocalyptic North America. So basically, in this game, you have to manage your allies. You've got to manage your fuel supplies, your med kits, your weapons. So it's all about resource management. And I guess it's a turn-based game as well, which is really cool. So, and Osapada, that's awesome. The Steam Summer Sales is going on. Just as a reminder, if you've seen this game on the Steam Summer Sale, I don't know if it would be, because again, since it's first access, I don't know if it would be one of those games on the Steam Summer Sale, but I wish that it would, because now, you know, I have a gaming PC and I could play this. It does look really cool. But yeah, it doesn't look like I don't know if it's going to come out for PS4. Hopefully at some point it will. I just, hey, go out there and tweet at them. I believe, let me find their Twitter. Their Twitter handle is, let me go back to where I tweeted them. Let's see. Gotta find it real quick. Yeah, it's at Finjico. So Finjico. I want this on at least PS4. I think this is a really cool concept. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited about this. I wanted to get into a little bit of the history that they have on their website, which I think is really cool. It said, what started as an offhand comment on Twitter in late 2013 became a full-time job for 4 people in 2014, and Finji's main project in 2015. So, I mean, they've been working on this game for quite some time. Very small team of developers working on this game, which I've always loved. Like, you want to support those developers that are a very small team, because you know that they work insane amounts of hours. The team behind Friday the 13th, the game. That's why I hate that I hate that their game gets so much hatred. You can see it, like, if you just go on Twitter, and anytime the Friday the 13th official, Friday the 13th game official Twitter tweets, thousands of comments. Your game's broken, your game sucks, give me a refund. Which I understand. Like, there's nothing more frustrating, and Moms and I have played Friday the 13th and never gotten a game sometimes, and it sucks. But at the end of the day, they're working really hard to fix that, and you want to help support some developers like this. They have, to me, this game, it just looks really creative. I haven't played a game similar to this. Osapeda, you may have played something similar to this game before, because this seems like it might be up your alley of game types. I'm not sure, but it definitely looks really cool. It's the procedurally generated environments is a lot of fun. You get these randomly generated encounters. The art style in this is just gorgeous. I love the art style in this. It kind of reminds me of The Last Night in a way. I don't know if you guys have seen that trailer yet. I think Moms and I are going to do a trailer reaction to that game at some point. So definitely, if you want to watch it, just subscribe to us on YouTube. But yeah, it looks really cool. I'm excited about checking this out. Maybe it will be up on a Steam sale. Whenever the game actually comes out, it's $20 right now for first access. So, but those games, sometimes they don't work all that well. There's glitches, there's bugs. They're still fixing the game. So, yeah, it does. It kind of does look like the mobile TWD game for sure. But I don't know. It looks like a lot of fun. I'm excited to check out Overland game whenever it does come out. I don't know if it ever would come out for the PS4 or the Switch. The Switch is my #1 console that I want it to come out on. That's for sure. All right. Well, there we have it. our first ever video games and tea. I'm basically all out of tea. We talked a lot of games. We talked a lot of news. I had fun doing it with you guys. I'm excited about continuing to do this, continuing to make the show better. I'll get more comfortable doing it. It's a little bit weird for me right now to talk into the camera for how long we've been talking for? About an hour and 17 minutes, which is kind of crazy. Moms would say otherwise, that I can talk for hours and hours and talk over people quite well. So what's going on, Hydra? We're actually about to close it up for this stream, for the first video games and tea. But thank you guys for hanging out with me while we talk video games, while we talk news. I'm going to try to get on an actual schedule of these to where it actually comes out at a certain time of day, as opposed to just all these random stream times that we stream. But I definitely want this to be something where it's like a set time every day at 8:30 Central Time or 8 o'clock Central Time, that we get on here, we chat about games and have fun chatting about them, about games that are coming out, news stories, all that kind of stuff. So yes, talk. You are completely right about that, Ditzy. All right, well, thank you guys so much for joining me on the first Video Games and Tea. Mom and I will hopefully be back playing some video games later on today. So thanks again. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye-bye for now.